Well, hello there, Virgo. How are you? It is so good to see you again. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. We're so glad you've joined us. Well, today we are doing a very special tarot reading. This is in celebration of the Lionsgate portal that occurs on August 8th. In fact, it's called the 8/8 portal. This is such an exciting time because the veil is so very thin at this time. So we can easily receive downloads, bursts of inspiration, revelations, epiphanies about what we are destined to do or what our life purpose is as we are on this earth. It also gives us a momentary glimpse of what life would be like if we would allow ourselves to follow our heart, to follow our dream, to follow our soul path. So this is really interesting because Virgo, this activation is actually happening in your 12th house of the subconscious mind. So you may actually receive your revelation, your epiphany, maybe in a dream or while you're walking in nature or, doing something that's really creative where you're kind of like in that, a little bit of that dream world. And it is going to perhaps help you to take a deeper dive into your own spirituality, to go deep into, what you may really want to acquire in this life, what your dreams are, and also to uproot some secrets that maybe you have been keeping, even to yourself. So I really want to also say that I suggest that you watch your sun, moon, and rising sign. And the reason is because the activation will happen in your rising sign. Your ego is ruled by your sun sign. So that is the area where those fears will come up. You'll be activated to make some big change, and then your ego will step in with the fears to try to prevent you from taking action on this revelation, this epiphany, this burst of inspiration that you will be getting. And then your moon sign is the emotional side of you. So that will help you to understand how this may affect you emotionally. This portal will affect you emotionally. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. We're going to first take a look at the overall energy for this portal with the oracle cards, and then we'll move to the tarot for some more details. And if you're enjoying the content that I create, I'd really appreciate it if you would consider liking, commenting, or subscribing. I really do appreciate all of your support. All right, so let's see what we have here. You have embracing enthusiasm, shout to the heavens with happiness, and elephant spirit, learn from the past. Okay, now Virgo, since this is happening in your 12th house, this is your spiritual realm, right? I feel like you're almost having some type of burst of revelation, an epiphany, kind of maybe a glimpse from even past lives, okay, that will help you to remember something that will help you on in this lifetime. If not, it's, perhaps some, brief moment where you think of something that happened when you were a child or, years ago, something that you maybe haven't thought about for some time that helps to bring in this enthusiasm for how you can move forward. Sometimes when we're children, right, there are things that we really and truly enjoy, especially hobbies, creative projects or, getting lost in art or even like walking in nature. Look at this. She has like a headband made out of flowers, right? Sometimes we can really put ourselves into that type of energy when we're children, but then when we get older, we sometimes think that those things are a little bit silly and we put them to the side. I feel like this is one of those moments where you're kind of like thinking back to a time where maybe you were out in a meadow, chasing butterflies or collecting wildflowers or something like that. And you remember that sense of innocence within you, that kind of like childhood awe that you had, when you were younger. And it inspires some inspiration, some enthusiasm into something that you are working on now. And I'm going to say, for some of you, that could be a creative project, okay? So it's like if you have been feeling a little bit like you've been working on something, okay? whether it's a new business that you're launching or a creative project, or maybe, even like renovating your home or something like that. And it just seems as if you can't get things to go the way that you want to. You're lacking the energy, the enthusiasm for this. I feel like you're having that momentary glimpse of what life would be like if you went back to that childhood awe that you had at one time, the wonder, the just getting up in the morning and kind of like, instead of immediately going to your to-do list, right? You took a moment to go walk in nature, right? To look at the birds, to pick some flowers, or at least to smell the flowers, right? And so I think that that's what's helping you to reconnect to your own heart, so that you can have the energy and the enthusiasm to get back to a creative project, to put your energy, your time, your energy, your love back into something that you have been working on. So let's take a look first at where your inspiration will come from. Yeah, so you have the 10 of Swords with the soulmate, and behind a mask. I feel this is interesting because I think for some of you, this could be a very much of a childhood. And when I say childhood, I'm really getting the energy of like somewhere between like 8 and 12, where maybe you were collecting wildflowers or something like that. But there's also this energy of maybe having this glimpse of the first time that you fell in love. Okay. And it could be puppy love, right? It could be middle school, high school, something like that. Like the first time that you fell in love, and just that energy, right? Where your heart kind of like skips a beat, and you don't really feel like eating, and life just seems so beautiful, right? It's almost like you're wearing rose-colored glasses when you're in love. I feel as if there's this energy where you get a glimpse of that, of what life was like when you were first in love, or the first time you were in love, right? Or when you were young and you just lost yourself in nature or in a project of some sort. And it reinvigorates you. It helps you to realize that because of something that ended difficult, okay, a difficult ending of some sort, and it could even be a romantic partner, okay, or somebody that was really close to you, okay, that you've kind of like put this mask on ever since, because that person or that situation, if it's a situation, brought you so much joy, so much enthusiasm for life, okay, that when it ended, that you put on a mask. And since then, you haven't really and truly taken the mask off. And I don't feel like you understand that you actually put the mask on. It's almost as if during a dream or walking in nature or whatever, you get this glimpse, this momentary glimpse where you reconnect to your heart, where you reconnect to that time when you were in love. Okay. Or you had that moment where life was just joyful, just totally joyful. And you understand that the reason that maybe life has not been as enthusiastic since is because when something really close to your heart ended, whether it's this romance or something else, something ended, okay, you put on a mask. It was almost as if you did not allow yourself anymore to get enthusiastic about anything, because in that moment you realize when something ended that I don't want to be hurt that much anymore. So I'm sending you lots of love and hugs, because I feel like for some of you, you may have been living life for a very long time, kind of hiding, okay, how difficult this ending was. And you maybe haven't understood, why can't I get excited about anything in life anymore? Why don't I have that sense of joy and wonder anymore. And it's this moment where you realize, oh, I haven't done all of the healing around a difficult ending. It's time to go back and look at that. And it's time to finish the healing process, allowing those emotions to come up so that they can be released, acknowledging them. For some of you, you may not have ever acknowledged to yourself how difficult that ending was. I mean, my heart chakra is really kind of like closing, right? Because I feel like this ending, almost like you were like, I'm not going to be hurt like that ever again. So maybe for some of you, if it was a romantic partner, you haven't stepped into love again. You may have dated, you may have had some relationships, but never really something where you really gave your all to it. If it was a project, especially like a creative project, you may not feel like you want to feel enthusiastic. You may have a hard time getting it finished. You may feel like you have to push yourself to work on it, right? Because it's kind of like, I don't want to experience that again. So if you finished it and then it wasn't a success, right? That would be another difficult ending perhaps for you. It's understanding that there needs to be a little bit more healing done in this area. Those emotions are wanting to come up. And for some of you, see, you have the death card here. Something came to an end and now it's blocking any of the inspiration of moving forward. The Page of Swords is seeing the truth of how this situation was so detrimental to you being able to embrace enthusiasm in your life again. Now, this may not resonate with all of you, If it does resonate, Virgo, I do personal readings, and I have a special Lionsgate reading up right now. If you're resonating, you may want, a personalized reading, something that goes deeper for you. Really powerful, because this is in your 12th house. This is, understanding that moment, it's that moment where you reconnect. I think this is a moment where you reconnect to the enthusiasm that you had at one point in your life. Learn from the past, right? It's about, okay, I had that enthusiasm then, and it reminds you of, okay, I need to take a little bit more time and go to a deeper level of healing in this situation. Now, let's see how your ego may be trying to keep you safe in this situation. Yes, I feel like your ego is going to tell you there's always going to be disappointments. So why does it matter if you allow yourself to come out of this cage and perhaps do this healing, right? Because there'll still be another disappointment down the road. But the problem is that if we always try to keep ourselves safe from the disappointments in life, we never can experience the total joy of life either. We just stay in this life that is status quo. And I feel like your ego here is trying to say, yeah, well, that was really difficult. Let's not go that route. Let's not do that again. But what you're understanding, you're being activated. Your heart is being activated with the sense of this enthusiasm that you experienced at one time in your life. And you're like, you know what? This is okay. Yep, I have to do some more healing about this, but it's okay. I'll take this if I can also experience this. So in other words, you're willing to risk that something may come to a difficult ending as long as you can experience joy again. And that is really what we're here to do. We're not here to play it safe our whole life. We're here to experience all that we want to experience. The ups and the downs, both of these help us, okay, in different ways to become more aligned with the person that we are here to be, right? To become more destined towards our destiny of doing that healing and then helping others to heal too. Wow, beautiful energy. Yeah. Look at this. Yeah. It's the regrets, it's the mind, the mental games that we play with ourselves, and we think that they are wise, right? With the Page of Pentacles. Well, I'm never going to love again, because if you love, this is what happens. So my point of wisdom is, if you love, you will get hurt. Okay, maybe you will get hurt. Maybe that is part of it. Oh, you're thinking about starting your own business? Yes, but one time I tried that, and guess what? It didn't work out very well. I'm not starting any more new businesses, because if I do, it's probably just going to end. Okay, maybe it will, but maybe it won't. And in the meantime, there is a lot of joy that can be garnered in our life when we allow ourselves to come out of the cage of self-doubt and move towards what it is that our heart truly desires. It's not about trying to stay safe your whole life. It really isn't. Because if you stay safe, are you actually really experiencing life? We're only on earth for a short amount of time. We are here to experience all that we want to experience. And sometimes there is pain with those experiences. But for the most part, if we really embrace the positive side, we go into things with an open and loving heart, usually we experience a lot of this, So I love that. This is becoming your new mindset. You are having this revelation in order to change your mindset, that if you start something beautiful, that it will end difficultly. It doesn't have to be that way. And that's what you're really and truly seeing, that you really want to experience the joy of life. You don't want to play it safe anymore. How does this happen for you emotionally? Look at this. It inspires you to take action. You're seeing the treasure in life is when you do take action, when you do take risks, when you do put yourself out there, when you are vulnerable. It's about, yes, I don't want to spend the rest of my life in this cage. I want to go out there and experience life. And if things don't work out exactly the way I want them to, that's okay. It's really this understanding that, and look, you have creative endeavor. I think it does help you to open up to seeing. It doesn't matter if it doesn't work out the way that I want it to. I want to also enjoy the experience of enthusiasm, of joy, of happiness, of fulfillment in my life. Wow, beautiful energy. All right. Well, Virgo, let's see. Let's pull a soul truth card for you for some final advice. Let's see what we have here. How can I infuse more self-love and compassion into my daily life? Yes, because when we are putting ourselves in the mindset that this is what life is all about, there's no compassion or love for ourselves, right? In order to truly step into that energy of loving ourselves, that means that we have to embrace enthusiasm. We have to be loyal to ourselves, to our heart. We have to allow ourselves to take some risks in order to experience enthusiasm, to experience love, puppy love, right? Walking in a meadow, it's really that, it is in your 12th house, Virgo. So it's that dreamy state, that romantic state, if you will. It's that energy of seeing, truly seeing how the whole collective is attached, right? We're all one. It's understanding. Wait a minute. I want to be part of that. I don't want to be in this cage by myself. Yeah, with my head down and feeling sad. Instead, I want to be out there. I want to embrace life. I want to take action on what my heart truly desires. So it says, if your compassion does not include yourself, it is incomplete. A lot of times we can be very compassionate to other people, but we're not compassionate to ourselves. How can you be compassionate to yourself in this? Is allowing yourself to heal whatever has happened in the past, and then allow yourself those emotions to come up, to be released, and then embracing, understanding, I'm no longer going to keep myself safe. I'm going to put myself out there, be more vulnerable, go after those projects that I'm really wanting to do, put my whole self into it, And it will end up exactly the way that you want it to, because you are coming into it with this sense of enthusiasm, of positivity, of gratitude. All right, well, Virgo, I'm going to leave it there. I do appreciate all of your support by liking, commenting, and subscribing, and I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now.